for playing mind games or word games or whatever, just appearing to be dishonest about his vaccination status when he said something where that he was
Immunized.
he said immunized,
Yeah.
and everybody assumed he meant
But
vaccinated.
he knew what he was doing. He's a smart guy. He knew that he was, it's semantics, right? He didn't say he was vaccinated, but he was intimating that he was. It's just rich when somebody who has been out there and said, look at all I'm doing with nothing. You never get me any help in the draft. I do everything for the team. And he does, really. He makes good with not a lot there, But he should also know that if he takes himself out for a couple weeks, that they're going to fail without him.
Yeah, and that's the issue.
That's the problem.
It's not whether he's vaccinated or not. We've said long time. That's your personal choice. You want to do it, do it. Do it for your friends, your family. Do it for yourself. Whatever.
But you need to be available. If you're that star athlete, if you are the whole team, you need to be available for your guys all 17 weeks.
Or at the very least, honest with them that you're willing to take the risk.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
If you tell your guys, hey, I'm not getting the shot because I'm allergic to mRNA.
Yeah.
I think Johnson & Johnson's going to make me sterile. Whatever it is.
It's kind of cowardly, isn't it?
To hide behind that, yeah. And then it looks like the Packers were breaking rules left and right. Whether they knew he was vaccinated or not, they were breaking rules about what he should have been doing in terms of the protocols that are in place from the NFL.
And who looked the other way? The NFL.
Yeah.
So a lot of questions about that as well. All right, coming up next, it looks like Democrats were able to make some progress over the weekend with that infrastructure bill. We will go live to Washington to get all of the details.
Amy King has an update in the newsroom.
International travelers are back at LAX. Vaccinated international travelers are now being allowed to come into the U.S. Airport spokesman Heath Montgomery says he's excited to have them back.
This has been 2 years where we have basically not had international travel from a huge portion of the world.
Montgomery says 12 flights from previously restricted countries are scheduled to come in today from places including France and the UK. The U.S. has lifted pandemic travel restrictions from a long list of countries including Mexico, Canada, and most of Europe. Proof of vaccination against COVID-19 is now required in the city of L.A. for people who want to go into a range of businesses. The Safe Pass LA regulation is in effect for restaurants, gyms, movie theaters, salons, spas. Businesses could be fined up to $5,000 for failing to obey the regulation. The LA City Council says the new law won't actually be enforced until November 29th. News brought to you by Rooter Hero, a parenting group in Orange County, says it's expecting more people to make use of its services because of COVID-19 and the recent oil spill. The Positive Parenting Program, or Triple P, is supported by the county's healthcare agency. Child psychologist Dr. Randy Ahn says before the pandemic, 1 in 5 kids needed help for emotional and behavioral problems, and nothing has changed.
Just the stress of the pandemic that has all kind of funneled into how kids are coping, which is they're kind of getting depressed and really spending way too much time, looking at screens.
Ahn says Triple P can teach parents simple, positive ways to help manage higher levels of stress and anxiety in their children. Big Bird says he's been vaccinated against COVID-19. The Sesame Street character made the announcement on Twitter over the weekend and it's caused a stir. Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz says Big Bird's tweet is government propaganda for 5-year-olds. Some Twitter users, including President Biden, have praised the Muppet for getting the shot. President Biden is expected to sign a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill approved by Congress, but not right away. Deputy Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre would only say he'll sign it soon.
It's urgent, but we also want to make sure that the people who spent the last couple of weeks, last couple of months just all in delivering on this promise are here for the signing as well.
Congress returns next week. We've got some trouble in Santa Fe Springs on the 605.
Southbound 605 right before Telegraph, where a big rig crash has taken away the second lane for the left, so things are going to be pretty tough coming away from Rose Hills. Also, as you're making a ride into Irwindale, on the westbound side of the 210 at Irwindale Avenue, still got a crash in the right lane there, so things are pretty heavy from Sunflower. As you're heading into Elysian Park, southbound side of the 5, right before you get to the 110, got a crash here in the right lane, so things are jammed up from Los Feliz. And now a problem in East LA on the westbound side of the 60, right before the 710, where a crash has the 2 right lanes taken away, and things are backing up there as they're coming away from just about Garfield. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Owens.
What were you guys talking about? It sounded dark.
It's really bad.
Well, you know what's good? You know what's
We
good?
need to clear the air.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
What?
How about giving your loved ones a healthy air holiday? Clear that air. This Christmas, give them the health benefits of clean air with the IQ Air air purifier.
IQ air purifiers capture up to 99% of airborne particulates using patented industry-leading hyper-HEPA filtration technology.
IQ Air's high-efficiency air purifiers filter smoke, pollen, dust, mold, bacteria, all the bad stuff, viruses as small as 0.003 microns.
Scientists call that teeny tiny. IQ Air delivers immediate clean air directly to your breathing zone with the portable, award-winning Autumn Series 5-in-1 system. For the desk or the car, on the go, setup is easy anywhere there's a flat surface.
For the whole home, IQ Air also offers the Ultra Quiet Health Pro Plus series, the #1 air purification choice for asthma and allergy sufferers.
Your friends and family are going to love the confidence that comes from taking back control over their environment and from breathing clean, filtered air.
Visit IQAir.com/US or call 877-778-7324. That's IQAir.com/US or 877-778-7324.
Southland weather from KFI. Partly cloudy this afternoon. Highs in the 60s at the coast. 70 for Metro LA and Inland OC. Upper 60s to mid-70s for the valleys and Inland Empire. Clouds tonight, flows in the 40s and 50s. Mostly sunny after the burn-off tomorrow. Cooler, highs in the 60s to just about 70. Then we'll warm up into the 70s and 80s Wednesday, 80s and 90s for the rest of the week. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Amy King.
Hey, it's Deborah Mark, news anchor on the John and Ken Show. Do you want to sell your house or condo fast and easy with no headaches? All you have to do is call Seller's Advantage. They will buy your home as is for cash. And the best part is you don't have to hold those open houses. So no strangers will be walking through your home. That can be kind of scary, having people you don't know hanging out in your house, touching your stuff. That really makes me uncomfortable. There are also no realtor fees or commissions, no escrow fees, and you don't have to repair a thing. Damon and Doug from Seller's Advantage just bought a house from one of our KFI listeners. The owner wanted to sell his house. He met with a couple of real estate agents and then with Seller's Advantage. He compared the numbers and he got the best deal with Seller's Advantage. So if you're thinking about selling your home, call Seller's Advantage and see how much your house is worth. Call now for your free quote. Call 888-321-AS-IS. 888-321-AS-IS. That's 888-321-AS-IS, or go to sellersadvantage.com. BRE number 01961658.
Homeowners, with all the craziness in the world right now, want some good news? Mortgage rates continue to drop and are at near all-time lows. If your interest rate is higher than 1.75%, you need to call True Mortgage now. We're offering a 15-year fixed at just 1.75% rate, 2.140% APR with no lender fees. That's right, no title fees, no escrow fees, and no appraisal fees. So what are you waiting for? Call True Mortgage now to see how much money you can save. But hurry, because this low 15-year fixed at just 1.75% rate, 2.140% APR with no lender fees won't last long. Call 800-620-1162. 800-620-1162. That's 800-620-1162. Or visit TrueNow.com.
Signed on the line, Inc. DBA True Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Terms and conditions apply. Based on loan amount of $400,000 monthly principal and interest payments. Primary residence only with a 50% loan to value. All loans subject to underwriting approval and not all applicants will qualify. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Law License number 60DBO44713. NMLS number 1626699.
Accident, owing to the call Jacob and Bonnie. Call Jacob.
KFI congratulates Tawala Sharp and Mo Kelly for their well-deserved recognition at the LA Press Club Southern California Journalism Awards. Picking up not one, but two nods for Best Personality Interview and Radio Journalist of the year. You deserve it, fellas. Just really warms my heart. Time to expand the trophy case. KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
One of them gets taken out.
One of
Down.
you keep it all clean and
Right?
you never know. You just never know. Gary and Shannon, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
4 astronauts in orbit since spring are on their way back to Earth in diapers. Guys, the toilet broke
Not
in
good.
this capsule. This is a bad scene.
It could get worse. It could get much
What
worse.
is the problem with the toilet?
I don't know.
This is the second time it's been reported. That the last time the SpaceX capsule had a leaky toilet, they were going to fix that, but now it's broken. And what does that look like? That malfunction.
Well, what? I don't know. It's
Okay.
terrifying. Starting today, by the way, anybody going to a shopping mall, theater, gym, nail salon in LA has to verify that they're vaccinated. One of the strictest in the entire country, requires proof of shots for everyone who goes into a variety of different businesses. The mayor says, of course, this is going to encourage people to get vaccinated and make businesses safer. He said that from his hotel room in Glasgow because he's still under quarantine from when he tested positive for the COVID.
Well, 12:30 is when we dive into Washington with Swamp Watch.
Swamp is horrible.
The government doesn't work.
Come on, man. You make this like a reality TV show. Swamp Pop was a bad dude.
Always a pleasure to be anywhere in Washington, D.C.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Esther.
A town all too clearly built on a swamp, and in so many ways still a swamp.
That's a bunch of malarkey.
The way to drain the swamp, I said, oh, that's so hokey.
Keep yapping, man. You know the thing.
In D.C. right now, the president is hosting the Milwaukee Bucks at the White House, by the way, to honor their championship, and he was standing right next to Giannis, and I wanted to see if they're going to try to make him say his last name.
Oh, that would probably would not go well.
Oof.
Well, 13 Republicans pushed the infrastructure bill through, despite opposition from some progressive members of the House. Faith Abube joins us now from Washington with all the details of how this deal got done.
Hey, good afternoon to you guys. Yeah, so the infrastructure bill has now officially passed both chambers of Congress, but it's not quite over yet, not quite over the finish line just yet. President Biden still needs to sign it. He has 10 days from the passage of the bill to sign it into law. The White House has indicated that will happen when lawmakers return to Washington after their one-week recess. The third day they'll be back in Washington will be next Monday, which is November 15th. So we're still waiting on the date on when the president will actually sign this into law. But as you mentioned, this was a long and arduous process for Democrats to actually get this through. It was 87 days that it took for this passage, the passage of this bill. The president had to make 2 trips to Capitol Hill, rare trips to Capitol Hill to talk to members of the Democratic Party to get this through, dozens of meetings between lawmakers and White House officials to get this passed. So Democrats are really pumped that they were able to give President Biden this legislative win, but of course they couldn't have done it without Republican support. As you mentioned, 13 Republicans joined Democrats in the House to get this across the finish line. 19 Republicans helped Democrats in the Senate as well to pass that through. And so now the White House is talking about how urgent it is to get this ball rolling across the country and get these provisions out and the ground broken on a lot of these projects that are in this bill. So you're talking $110 billion for highways, bridges, and roads, $65 billion to upgrade the power grid, $39 billion for public transit, $65 billion for expanding internet access, and $55 billion for clean water, just to name a few. This is a massive package, the largest single investment in the nation's traditional infrastructure in decades. So both Democrats and Republicans who voted for this, you can be sure to start promoting this and telling their constituents how great it is and what's going to be in it for them in the coming weeks.
The president did say that we could start to see some of the impacts of the bill within 2 or 3 months. Where? What are some of the things that we would notice first?
Well, so that's the thing. The president said 2 or 3 months over the weekend. We asked today during the White House press conference the transportation secretary about when we could start seeing some of these changes. He didn't really give a straight answer. He said soon. You had the White House press secretary, a deputy press secretary, who also said soon. So there's really no specific timeline on when these things are supposed to happen where Americans could actually start feeling the impact in their lives. But what we did glean from this press conference this afternoon from the White House is that they're going to, within weeks, basically send money to programs that are already established. So perhaps bridges that are already gotten grants to be upgraded, those projects will happen pretty quickly. But as far as any new provisions and any new projects that are slated for in this package. That could take many, many years, according to the Transportation Secretary. So we're talking a number of weeks to years to come. We're still trying to nail down the exact timeline on when everyday Americans will start seeing these projects get started.
Looks like the president wants to wait till Congress is back in session the week of November 15th to sign this thing for that all-important bipartisan photo op of, I'm the president that brings both parties together and gets things done.
Right, and that photo op seems to be very important, for the White House right now, because as I mentioned, they're saying how urgent this is to, how the country is really desperate for many of these provisions inside this bill, and that things need to happen quickly. However, they're waiting for a week or so before this gets signed into law. But, he said that a lot of people worked really hard on this for months and months, weeks and weeks to get this done, and he wants to be able to make sure that they're all there, both Democrats and Republicans are there when he inks this into law.
Does this make the social spending plan, the larger $1.8, $1.9 trillion plan, more or less likely to pass?
Republicans have made it clear that this is something that Democrats are going to have to do on their own. They don't want any part of it. They think this is spending that is unnecessary at this point, and so they are not going to be part of this. So Democrats need to use this budgetary tool called the reconciliation process to get this done. So this is all up to, progressives and moderates to come together on this. You have the Progressive Caucus that is saying they are ready to vote on this as soon as possible. You have the moderates who said as early, as recent as last week, that as soon as the Congressional Budget Office comes back with a score on how this will impact the federal budget and the economy, they are ready to vote for it, and they want this to happen before or no later than November 15th. And so we're hoping that, by the time Congress comes back to Washington, that they will have that number, and we'll see where the leadership will take this. But moderates and progressives are saying that they're ready. If the numbers add up, moderates say that they will support it. So it's just a matter of wait and see to see if the numbers actually do add up.
Faith Abube there in Washington. Appreciate it. Great job.
Thank you, guys.
When we come back, a little bit more about the polls that have come out, and they do not look good for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but also that federal court that has blocked the administration's rules about getting vaccinated by your private company.
Also, former President Trump and when he may make a decision on whether to run in 2024.
Gary and Shannon will continue with Swamp Watch. Amy King has an update from the newsroom.
Dignitaries from both sides of the border have gathered at the San Ysidro port of entry to mark the reopening of the international U.S.-Mexico border. The border has been closed to non-essential travel since March of 2020. Northern California is expected to get another dousing of much-needed rain and snow as the storm system moves in. Winter weather advisories are up in the mountains through early tomorrow. Travelers are being warned to expect chain requirements and delays. Macy's has rolled out new balloons for this year's Thanksgiving Day parade. Joining the lineup are Baby Yoda, Grogu, Ronald McDonald, and Pikachu and Eevee. Hundreds of handlers will give the balloons a test flight Saturday at Citi Field to make sure they are parade ready. We will check some trouble on the 60 next.
You know what needs to be done.
You got to fix those teeth.
Yeah, you got to fix those teeth. All your upper teeth, lower teeth, maybe both.
Cunning Dental's permanent teeth in one-day procedure will change your life. In how many days will it change? How many days?
I'm so glad you asked. 1 day.
1 day.
Their zirconia teeth look completely natural and feel just like your real teeth, but they're even stronger and more resistant to cracking, chipping, or staining.
Yeah, you'll bite and chew just like you used to. You smile in photos again. You'll have more confidence when you speak.
Cunning Dental has been rebuilding smiles for over 52 years, and their teeth in one-day procedure is the best option for restoring your smile.
Attend a free seminar it's Saturday the 20th, as a matter of fact. So that's next Saturday. Meet Cunning Dental. Try it again. Meet Cunning Dental patients. You talk with the doctors, learn all about their permanent teeth at that seminar in Montclair. There's limited seating, so you're going to want to call to reserve your seat.
Or call now for a free exam and get $1,500 off your procedure. This expires November 30th. Don't forget, use your dental insurance by the end of the year. Use it or lose it.
888-640-SMILE. That's 888-640-SMILE. 888-640-SMILE. Cunning Dental. Making smiles great since 1968.
I'm attorney Darren Kavanoki from 1-800-NO-CUFFS. Can you do the alphabet backwards? Z, Y, X, W, V. Yeah, try doing that by the side of the road. So if you get pulled over, don't wing it. Call us at 1-800-NO-CUFFS.
Cloudy tonight. Tomorrow, sunny after the burn-off, but pretty cool. Highs just in the 60s to about 70. This report brought to you by 1-800-NO-CUFFS Criminal Defense. Crash in East LA on the 60.
Westbound side of the 60 freeway as you're approaching the 710. This crash is taking away the right lanes, and things are really heavy as you're coming away from Garfield. Hitting into Elysian Park, southbound side of the 5 right before the 110. A crash here was moved out of lanes, but things are still pretty busy from Los Feliz Boulevard. Also in Santa Fe Springs, 605 south right before Telegraph. Got it right here in the second lane for the left, so you're going to see it back up there coming away from Rose Hills. And things are slowing out of Mid-City, eastbound side of the 10, off and on from La Cienega over to the 5. KFI and the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Owen.
This report is sponsored by UPSJobs.com. As a UPS warehouse worker, you can build a career to be proud of with a team that has your back. UPS is hiring, starting at $18 per hour. Apply at UPSJobs.com/shift. Make the shift. Make a difference.
This is Lito Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, with another good deed for free. Our technician Alexander was performing the tune-up recently when he discovered that he needed to run to Home Depot. He asked the customer if he needed anything at Home Depot, and he perked right up. The customer went into his garage and found a specialized screw with an O-ring on the end. He said he needed a few more just like this so he could hang a shade over his pool to keep his grandkids from getting sunburned. Alexander found the part. Then when he got back, he said, "Look, I have the tools, I have the energy. Let's go ahead and hang the shade now." The job would have taken our customer an hour to do himself, but the two of them together got the shade up in just 15 minutes. Thanks, Alexander, for doing another good deed for free. We're Service Champions. Plumbing, heating, AC, and good deeds for free. Service Champions, plumbing, heating, AC, and good deeds for free.
Radio advertising can connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use iHeart Ad Builder to create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. Create your customized ad today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
What would you do with $1 million? You just might find out the answer if you are the lucky winner of the $1 Million Moment at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel on November 29th. It's the biggest cash prize in Yamava history. One winner, $1 million. Use your Club Serrano card to participate in qualifying promotions all November long. Visit Yamava.com/million for full details, and you could become an instant millionaire in one moment. The $1 Million Moment. Only at Yamava Resort and Casino. Details at Yamava.com. Must be 21 or over to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
How are those Solar Max panels treating you?
Loving them. I just wish I went with Solar Max sooner. All the money I would have saved.
Solar Max has new Tesla 420 panels and power walls for $79.96 per month and $0 down.
Dial pound 250 from your cell and say the keyword Solar Max or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available. Approved credit CSOB number 97204.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month per line. No contracts, no added taxes or fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60% with Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999 or visit a store near you. Offer valid for new customers on 2+ unlimited lines. Spectrum Internet required. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans among major national carriers as of 9/2021. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
For COVID testing that is convenient and fast, choose COVID Clinic. COVID Clinic has multiple locations in SoCal to serve you, and they offer rapid tests with results available within 1 hour that can detect the Delta variant. No cost to patient testing also available. Even if you've been vaccinated, you can still contract COVID. It's important to get tested to protect yourself and your friends during the holidays and winter months. Visit covidclinic.org to book your test now. That's covidclinic.org.
I drive in and I do my warm-ups. What I learned is you're supposed to keep it buzzy, not airy. That is correct. In your stomach, you breathe in the diaphragm, and out it goes. The diaphragm contracts, and then sweet mellifluous flow. Yeah, that's it.
Bill Handel. Mornings from 6 to 10.
Melissa.
On KFI.
PBS station for viewers like you. Thank you.
Jerry and Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I'm sorry. I missed the whole thing.
No, that's not. You had an excuse.